Natalie Mordovtseva recently spoke with a therapist from 90 Day, The Last Resort, discussing her healing process and the time it took her to recover from her breakup. Natalie had been in an on-again, off-again relationship with Josh Weinstein for 3 years before they decided to seek therapy in 90 Day, The Last Resort Season 2. After several therapy sessions, the couple realized they didn't have a future together. Though the breakup initially saddened Natalie, she ultimately felt relieved that it had come to an end. She then began focusing on her new single life and exploring new opportunities. Natalie participated in a live session on Instagram with a therapist from 90 Day, The Last Resort Season 2 to talk about her journey of healing following her split from Josh. The therapist commended Natalie for her beautiful physical appearance and for making strides towards a more uplifting life. During the discussion about her positive transformation since the breakup, Natalie revealed that she dedicated 4 months to grieving before reflecting on her own actions. She reflected on what went wrong and how she could have acted differently to prevent the heartache. Natalie also mentioned she was studying psychology and practicing self-love. 90 Day, The Last Resort star Jasmine Pineda has revealed who's been helping her with money after her split with Gino Palazzolo and confession that she was broke. Jasmine used to work as a teacher in Panama until she was allegedly fired for getting into trouble with a senior. Jasmine started relying on Gino for money, even though he had been laid off from work during COVID-19. While Gino lavishly spent on Jasmine when she was in Panama, he started controlling how much money he gave her when Jasmine came to America to marry him. Jasmine claimed to have been facing money problems since she separated from Gino. Even when she was with him, Jasmine felt he was controlling her with money. However, that isn't the case with Matt. The reality TV mess reposted a story posted by Jasmine on Instagram showing her trying to put her baby to sleep. Jasmine filmed herself telling Maddie that if she took a nap, Jasmine promised to give her daddy's bank card number. Jasmine told Maddie, "I have it. Everything, including the 3 numbers in the back." Jasmine told Maddie that they could even do online shopping using the card. "Everything, what about it?" she asked her baby daughter. Jasmine had complained about how Gino was using money as a tool to control her during their marriage. Jasmine had to beg Gino for money to even buy herself some tampons. She was completely dependent on him since she wasn't allowed to legally work in America. Jasmine also couldn't go anywhere without Gino as he used to drive her and not give her money for cabs. As per Jasmine, Gino had also not provided her with a credit card for basic stuff. Jasmine had alleged that Gino enjoyed making decisions about every single detail of her life. She begged him to pay her registration fees for a beauty pageant she wanted to participate in. Gino had done Jasmine's K-1 process all by himself to save money and left out Jasmine's sons' names from the application, creating issues with their immigration. Now that Jasmine has someone who has blindly handed her his bank card details, Jasmine is rubbing it in Gino's face. It's not the first time that Jasmine has sent out a message about Matt being better than Gino. Jasmine and Gino separated a year ago. She has been living with Matt since, and has even welcomed his baby. However, it seems the 90 Day, The Last Resort star has not been able to forgive Gino for how he manipulated her using money. Gino knew that Jasmine was in a vulnerable position and that she didn't like being submissive. Now that Jasmine has someone who doesn't question how she spends his money, she doesn't think it's a bad thing for her to brag about it. It shows that Matt may have finally gotten out of the friend zone for Jasmine. David Toborowski from 90 Day Fiancé has revealed his next big adventure as he prepares to leave the U.S. after welcoming a new daughter into his family. David was living in Thailand when he met Annie Sewin a decade ago. David married Annie in 90 Day Fiancé Season 5 despite his financial problems and his 24-year age gap with Annie. David and Annie were able to gain success and popularity through the show and have since also welcomed a daughter together. Annie has been in Thailand since November 2024, while David returned to the U.S. a few weeks ago. David has been excited about meeting Annie and Minthaira and is expressing his desire to see them in his Instagram posts. "I am getting last-minute things done here in Arizona," David wrote as his IG caption before heading to the airport. David shared a picture of Minthaira and added that he loves waking up to see his daughter. He thanked Annie for sending him pictures and videos of Minthaira every day. In an earlier update, David posed next to a Rolls-Royce and revealed where he was heading. "It has been so great to be in America, But I cannot wait to see the baby and Annie, David said in the video while revealing he was off to Thailand again. David has been by Annie's side since they left America in late 2024. Annie was a few months pregnant and wanted to celebrate her birthday in South Korea. After the trip, they visited her family in a Thai village and later settled in Pattaya, where they own a few condos. In March 2025, Annie welcomed her baby with David. Their daughter, Minthyra, recently turned 1 month old as David returned to the U.S. for work. Had been working remotely in real estate while he was in Thailand and has found great success in the field. However, David has also shown excitement about returning to Thailand, and not just because Annie and Minthyra are there. It seems he wants to make Thailand his permanent home, although he may continue flying back to the U.S. occasionally. Minthyra already has dual citizenship, so it's not as if she'll stay in Thailand forever either. Still, the couple seems to prefer Annie's homeland over the hustle and bustle of the States. Living in Thailand also allows Annie to be close to her loved ones, as she has no family in the U.S. 90-Day Fiancé star David also celebrated a major milestone while back home in Arizona. His son, Jacob Toborowski, is getting married to his partner, Allison. David is excited to welcome Allison as his daughter-in-law. Jacob and Allison will be getting married in March 2026, so it's unclear whether that will be when David returns to America next. It remains to be seen whether David and Annie will make Pattaya their forever home or decide to raise Minthyra in the U.S., like the rest of David's children.